Your answers quickly. They deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Minister, you have 4 minutes.
Yeah. Given the number of deputies that are raising questions, maybe you could give me a little bit of leniency in terms of the time.
Well, you can come back for a further 2 minutes, you see. So
Okay, well, people will have my remarks. I'm not going to be able to read them all out in 4 minutes, but I'll go as far as I can. As the House is aware, the findings of lab tests provided by the Food Safety Authority of Ireland to my department on the 14th of January, that's last Monday, revealed the presence of non-beef DNA in some beef products. This generally involves trace or minute amounts of porcine or equine DNA, with the exception of one burger, which had a high level of equine DNA. My department works under service contract to the FSAI in relation to food safety matters, and as was the case in previous instances, both are working closely together to address this particular incident. The Food Safety Authority and the Department operate as part of a coherent, multi-layered food safety control system designed to ensure the highest standards of food safety. The Department and the Food Safety Authority work closely together in ensuring the safety of Irish food, in accordance with the requirements of strict EU and national regulatory requirements. The system is totally transparent. We identify and respond wherever a problem is detected. It is important to note that it was that system which identified this problem, and the system is working. The problem, albeit not a food safety one, as such, was identified by our systems. I must stress that it is national policy in relation to food safety that the consumer protection takes priority over any other consideration, and that such instances are brought promptly to the public attention where there are concerns for public health or public confidence in food product. It's for this reason that the FSAI published the results yesterday. While the Food Safety Authority has given assurances that no food safety issues arise in this instance, there are clearly issues to be addressed in respect of the confidence in the quality of the products concerned, which are now being addressed in a full investigation that I've initiated. Experience has taught us that openness, transparency and early action are vital in such cases in maintaining consumer confidence, and this has been the underlying principle in this case also. On receipt of the lab results from the Food Safety Authority last Monday afternoon, and even though the FSAI stated that there was no food safety issue involved, my department commenced a full-scale investigation. The priority is to ensure the source of the ingredients giving rise to this problem is found quickly and remedial action is taken. This is critical to ensuring that there is absolutely no question mark about the quality of beef products from Ireland, given our collective obligation to ensure the integrity of the food production chain. The investigation, which is continuing, is focusing on the individual ingredients used in the manufacture of the affected batch. A number of these individual ingredients were imported into the state. There is no evidence from the investigation being conducted so far to show that the manufacturer knowingly brought in equine meat to use in the production of these burgers, and further investigations and DNA testing of product manufactured recently, i.e. yesterday, will bring clarity to this preliminary conclusion within 48 hours of the tests being taken. There has been some comment on the sequencing of events, and I want to set the record straight. The first samples were taken by the Food Safety Authority as part of one of their snapshot surveys at retail level in early to mid-November, and were sent for analysis to a private laboratory. In December, the Food Safety Authority took further samples at retail level and again had them analysed in the private laboratory in Ireland. Following this process, all of the initial samples which tested positive were sent for analysis in late December to a lab in Germany in order to confirm or otherwise the accuracy of the initial tests, because obviously they were concerned about the results. Separately, my department was requested by the Food Safety Authority on the 21st of December to take samples of ingredients at the 2 processing plants of concern. The results of German laboratory tests were received by the Food Safety Authority last Friday, the 11th of January, and the Food Safety Authority informed my department of the results on Monday last. A meeting took place between my department and the FSAI that day where the results were presented and the implications were evaluated and discussed. My department set in train a full-scale investigation I understand that the Food Safety Authority subsequently met with representatives of the food processors and the retailers concerned and published the results of the tests. In terms of the market response, the companies involved here have carried out their own urgent investigation and have withdrawn product from the market. And in the case of Silvercrest, that amounts to about 10 million burgers. So this is a significant response, but I think it's appropriate. This is also the case for the retailers, who have also withdrawn on a voluntary basis affected product from their shelves. Although it is too early to assess the potential impact, if any, on Irish food exports, I am disappointed with this development, particularly since the industry has been performing so strongly, reaching record levels of exports in 2012. Nevertheless, it is important to note that the industry's success is based on robust relationships with premium customers built up over an extended period and capable of withstanding challenges. My aim is to ensure everything possible is done to fully restore consumer confidence. In this regard, I've asked Bord Bia to work with the industry to explain the facts to markets across the world. The fact that we have a reputation for dealing with all food-related issues openly and quickly once identified will, I believe, stand to us in maintaining our worldwide reputation in this area. Primary responsibility for both safety and quality of food placed on the market lies primarily with food business operators. They must have in place a food safety management system based on HACCP principles. This is subject to a series of official controls to verify compliance by the food business operators with their food safety management systems. These controls are applied rigorously at different stages in the food supply chain. My department has permanent veterinary presence at all its export-approved slaughtering plants. Controls at standalone processing plants are based on audits and inspections carried out by my department staff based on risk assessment. In the case of the plant in question, in accordance with the official risk assessment, it was subject to monthly inspections in 2012, and my department did a full inspection last December. I'm nearly there now, John Corley. In addition, under the department's National Residue Programme, some 30,000 samples taken at farm and factory level and covering a wide range of foodstuffs are tested annually. These tests normally relate to microbiological and chemical standards focused on food safety and in accordance with EU testing requirements. DNA testing is not required under EU legislation and is not generally in use in relation to food production and safety. It has, however, been deployed in recent times as part of the Food Safety Authority's food fraud control activities, and these results arose as a result of that control programme. As I said, the investigation arising from the DNA findings is continuing, and the Department and the Food Safety Authority will incorporate the results when found to ensure that, that we maintain the highest food safety standards and quality standards within the Irish food production system. As the investigation reaches finality, I will of course come back to this House and update you on the details concerned.
Thank you. In view of the importance of the issue, I decided not to cut anybody off. So you have a minute, Deputy, to ask a question.
I'd like to thank you, Count Corley. I think it was important that it was on the record of the House, the full reply, and I'm glad that you facilitated that.